Silvestri. David just showed us how to open up oysters, and we're going to make Oysters Rockefeller. The secret to making a good Oysters Rockefeller is making an excellent cream spinach. And there are a few secret ingredients here that we're going to use. One is shallots, which is a little sweeter than garlic and has a slightly less bitter edge than onions would. The other secret ingredient is sambuca, and we also have a little bit of fresh nutmeg. We're going to add shallots. Got 2 of them minced. We're going to add our secret sambuca ingredient. Let it cook a little bit, maybe about 30 seconds. Let it reduce. You're going to smell that nice licorice flavor. You can also use Pernod or Anisette. And then we're going to add our spinach, which has already been cooked. I steamed it. I squeezed most of the water out of it. Just need a little bit of thyme. Certainly use fresh thyme. It really makes all the difference. If you're using this as just plain cream spinach, you really don't need the thyme. But if you're stuffing an oyster with it, the thyme is perfect with seafood and it kind of pulls the dish all together. I'm going to add our nutmeg and make sure that's nicely blended. Okay. We're going to add heavy cream, 3/4 of a cup of that. We're going to cook it until it gets a little thickened. And some recipes call for a tablespoon of flour in this. But what I do is I add about a tablespoon or 2 of grated cheese or locatelli, and that will make it a little cheesier, a little more flavorful. Also, we don't have to add salt now because this is basically functioning as our salt. Taking the hot stuffing, we're putting it on the cold oyster, and what I did was I put the cream spinach in a strainer over a bowl. So we still have that nice cream in there, but we want to keep it as dry as possible when we're stuffing it. Otherwise, the liquid will just ooze right out. So I'm taking about a teaspoon here, just basically covering up the oyster. And some people take the leaves off of the spinach. When you have mature spinach leaves, that's what you're going to do. If you have baby spinach leaves, you can leave the stems on, and if you're using frozen spinach, perfectly fine. Some people put it into a food processor to make it nice and creamy looking. Either way, this is a little bit more traditional, a little more rustic. We balanced the oysters over kosher salt. The reason why that kosher salt is there is so that the oysters don't tip over and the juice doesn't fall out. Another reason is that it also holds the heat in when it comes to the table. You can leave the oysters out for a while and they'll stay nice and hot. We're going to add a little bit of the cream. I do prefer Gruyere cheese. I think it is a much better quality cheese and it's much more flavorful. Or you can add Swiss cheese, and I would recommend shredding the Swiss cheese. Either one, they will come out beautifully. We're going to put these in the oven. Okay, our oysters are done. I can smell that Gruyere cheese. I'm going to transfer them from their very hot plate onto this particular plate, which is smoked salt, which is not necessary, but it just makes a little bit of a nicer presentation. These are the Gruyere slices on top of the cream spinach, and these are the Swiss. And you can see there's actually a difference. The Swiss cheese is kind of marbly, and the Gruyere is a little smoother.